Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Talk to the Unknown. Monday, Friday, 7:30. Don't be afraid. Hello. So we're back with Alison.
Hello.
We're going to carry on from where we left off last time. Deborah can't be with us again. She's still not feeling too well. So get well soon, Deb. And we'll kick off from there. So off you go. And she's frozen again. Can you hear me? Hello, Alison. Hello? Can you hear me?
Stopping for some reason.
She's back.
I'm here.
It's right. I was just about to give up then, but she's back. Oh, right. So do you want to carry on from where we left off?
Yes, we was talking about Bigfoot in the UK, weren't we?
Yes. So what are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts are, yes, if there's so many encounters in the UK, there've got to be
Yeah.
Bigfoot in the UK. But I also think they're not all the same. Like we might have some living here, but
Yeah.
I do believe that there is sort of they come in and out from somewhere else.
Three portals,
Yes,
interdimensional.
yes,
Yeah,
that's the
that's what I
word.
think.
Yes, that's the word. Because some encounters, like you'll have they call them wood wolves, don't they?
Yeah.
A lot of people call them wood wolves, where they've
Yeah.
been seen doing things, i.e., fishing in small
Yeah.
ponds or water. Other accounts are where they've just been stood there
Yeah.
and sort of mingled away.
Yeah. Just like
I,
vanished into the background sort of thing.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So do you, sorry, go on.
Yeah, it's same as Dogman, werewolf. Now, in the 80s, somebody told me about someone else who had had an encounter with what they thought was a werewolf.
Yeah.
And this was back in the 80s, and they were walking down a country lane to come home from the pub.
Yeah.
And it's a really long lane. And they saw it up in front of them, step out into the road, half of it step out into the road.
Yeah.
And they said they swear it was a werewolf because it looked like a werewolf. It was that big, it looked like a werewolf. And they just ran
Right.
back the
Yeah.
other opposite way. That's all I know of that. But that was back in the
Right.
80s,
Okay.
that. Yeah, that were back in the 80s. That were where
Right.
where I,
What area was that? Know where
that
that
was.
was?
Uh, it's near a village called Faircroft, South
Right.
Yorkshire.
I'm gonna say it's up in Yorkshire.
Yeah, in South Yorkshire.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
See,
I've got a.
I don't know anyone that's had. I don't know anyone personally that's had any encounters with dogmen or werewolves.
No, that's the only
Uh,
one I know.
yeah.
I'd heard of.
Yeah.
And it's only talking about Dogman and Werewolf that I remember somebody telling me about it coming back
Right.
from pub.
Yeah.
The people were coming back from the pub.
Right.
Yeah, that's the only one I know.
Yeah. See, I've heard other stories about them from different people, whether it's on podcasts or read about
Yeah,
them, whatever. But
yeah,
I've not personally not know anyone. So,
no.
but going back to like the last interview we did, were you saying about that thing that was in front of the trees, like with the predator effect?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So was it more like egg shaped? I meant to ask you, but because we were cut off, I didn't get a chance. Because you said it was about 5 foot from the top of the trees, and the trees were about 15, 16 foot high, was it?
yeah. It was about a foot from the top of the tree and about
Yeah.
5 foot wide, if you know what I mean.
Right. So what was the height of it? Do you know? Roughly.
I'd I'd say about 5 foot. About
So
five
it's
foot.
5 foot
It
far
could
out.
have been more. It could have been a little bit more. I'm
Did
not
you
very
reckon?
good at it.
Was it like bowl shape? Sphere? Sphere? Can't say it. So it's a bit of a bowl shape.
No more oval.
So was it oval that way or oval top to bottom like an egg?
Oval like an egg like that,
Right.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, I was
So,
staring at it
go on, sorry. Right.
I was staring at it for a bit because I thought it were somebody's fire. Somebody having a
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah, yeah,
But there were no smoke or anything.
yeah. Was there any? Did you hear any sound or anything coming from it?
No, nothing.
Any? Any smell?
No. And we usually have this door open.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but there was nothing like that. It just like sort of appeared and then
Yeah. That was it.
yeah,
When
yeah.
very
It's a
strange.
bit yes, very.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Just talking on that. Last night, the other guy Nathan and his missus, they had a big humming noise outside their house. He looked out the window and he said he'd seen two big, like, so like you've got two plates and you're holding them up like a pair of glasses.
Yeah,
So there's like, he doesn't know if it's connected, but there's two circles. And yeah, so I've actually got, so it's like two things like that. Yeah. And he said
yeah.
there's neon green on the outside with like a orange and red dot on the inside. And
Wow.
he reckons that each one of them was the length of 40 container unit of 4 container unit. So that's about 160 to 180 foot.
Wow.
So you've got two of them. So you're talking 4,500 foot, and there was
Yeah.
a fighter jet going alongside it. He said it was really low and close to the house, but it moved at great speed. The speed of it and the noise it was making as it went past was ridiculous. He rang
Wow.
me up because I used to work with Nathan, but as I was leaving work, he was coming in because I got him a little bit early today. So he rang me about obviously once the loaded up was on to his first job, and he was telling me about both him and his missus seeing it. He said, I was like, so good. I never get to see anything like that. And
Yeah. Wow.
he lives about a mile and a half, 2 miles away from me, and it's like as growth lines. And nothing.
Wow.
I know.
And it's strange how there's a fighter jet there.
Yeah. And that was
And
running.
they deny everything. This is what gets you, doesn't it?
Well, he said he looked on the internet and he said something about this. Something was being flown over, but it was secret or some sort of mission or something. But he said,
Oh,
looking at this thing, it was definitely not built on Earth because the
wow.
size of it, the enormous. I can't speak tonight.
Yeah.
The how large it was
Oh,
just
yes.
ridiculously large. He goes in. It sounded like there's like just like 7 or 8 jet fighters like taking off. Like the humming noise, like the engines
And it was
roaring.
just a hum. It was just a
I
loud
don't
hum.
know. I can't remember exactly what he said. I don't want to say stuff that he's not said. But
Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
said it was the noise that first got him, and then he goes, it was like
Wow.
proper shaking the house.
Wow.
I'm like, nothing. Didn't see there.
And you
Nothing.
did nothing. Wow.
No. And it's for me to drive from here to his house, and it's going round on the road. It's probably about 10-minute drive. So that's how close it is.
Yeah.
Not a thing.
Wow.
I know. So,
What
well,
a.
he's going to
That
go
sounds
into
really
more detail
interesting.
with it. He's going to speak to someone about it. He's going to do a proper interview on it.
Yeah.
I did say to him that I'll talk about this tonight.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah,
That's
so him
very
and his
interesting.
missus both seeing it. Yes, I know.
I wonder if there are any more witnesses to that as well then. There've
Well,
got to be if it were.
yeah,
Imagine
they
you
must
didn't
have been.
witness it.
I know. I've heard everyone's seen it. As I say, everyone got to see it except
Yeah.
for me in the
Everyone
police.
says, yeah. Why
But I
did
think he
I say
said
that? But
it's about 10, half 10, maybe. Okay, without talking to him
wow.
again, I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah.
So, a couple of questions for you.
Yeah.
What is the creepiest encounter that you've had? Not necessarily the scariest, but what creeped you out the most,
That
unnerved you.
lady. That lady
That the one,
in the
the one in
bus.
the bus
Yeah,
station.
that lady in the bus station. Yeah, because I've never seen anybody like that.
Really,
It still plays on my mind. Yeah, it still plays on my mind. That lady in the bus station.
right?
I've never seen her. How many times I have been in town, I have been in the bus station. I've never ever seen that lady. Yeah, it still plays on my mind now because
Right.
yeah, that were creepy.
Yeah.
It
What
were
is the funniest encounter you
the
like?
funniest.
Yeah,
The
something that made you
train.
like.
The
Oh, the
train.
ghost train.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
brother when he went, oh, it's a ghost train.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd forgot about that.
yeah. Oh. Yeah, I don't even know
Oh,
if it were a ghost train. It was just weird how it was just
it was there.
yeah floating like lit up.
Yeah.
There were like three um
Carriages.
windows,
Oh, windows. Sorry.
3 windows on the carriage just floating like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, it's a lit ghost train. I still haven't.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So have you got
I
any
suppose
other?
it's because. Pardon?
No, it's right. Go on. I'll ask you in a sec.
I suppose it's because he's seen things too, but
Yeah.
I forgot what he's told me what he's seen.
Right.
Uh, I do remember. Yeah, I do remember him. He had a friend who used to, all his friends used to say, what? You're all kids, you're all growing up.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
all came to our house when we were younger,
Yeah.
and his friend Shane was stopping. He's passed away now, bless him. He was staying, and he in the bedroom where I used to sleep.
Yeah.
They were both sleeping in that bedroom, and Shane was naughty and did a wee out the window. He opened the window and did a wee.
Yeah.
And he jumped back down, get down, screaming.
Yeah.
Because he'd seen something. And my
Right.
brother said, What's up? What's up? He goes, I've just seen a man's face. It was half white and half normal.
Yeah.
And he were grinning, but he had a beaker here, a cup beaker with straw and grinning.
Plastic cup.
Yeah, and grinning. Anyway, the next day they went to video shop. It was video shop. You remember you used to go and rent videos?
Yeah.
And he said the picture, there were a video with the exactly same man on front of that video.
Really?
Yeah, on the
on
the picture was on the front of the video.
On the sleeve.
Yeah, that's a bit freaky, isn't it?
Do you know what film it was of?
I don't, because
No.
I just thought, is that right? Because you do know it. Well,
would your brother know what movie it is?
I don't know. I can ask him, but I do remember that. I do remember him telling me that about that. Yeah.
All right.
So they wasn't only me what saw things.
Yeah. Have you?
I was gonna go on.
I was just going to say, have you remembered any other encounters just through talking and thinking about?
Yes, I was. Yeah, when I was telling you about when I worked in Lombard Direct in that office when I saw that.
When it felt like you was being observed.
Yes. The old house bit, the dining room was original. So it had all the original. It had. I didn't know. I don't know if it were original furniture, because there were a big old table in there with about 10 chairs with it, with the big carver chairs, and but it had original fireplace in it, original coving. It had all the original in there, and I used to have to walk past the main door to it. I used to have to walk past it to walk through to another way to this other building, and there were a bin just before I had to walk through the doors to the other building.
Yeah.
And I'd walked past the door, and I bent down to look, sort the bin out.
Yeah.
And I saw something out my preferential eye.
Yeah.
Move into that room. And what I saw were, I didn't see the top half of her body. I saw the bottom. And it, obviously it were a girl, because she had a long black skirt on, which were nearly just past her ankles, and black shoes.
Right.
The old fashioned flat black shoes.
Yeah.
And she looked like she were busy.
Right.
If you know what I mean. It felt like that. She were busy doing a business, going about her business. So whether she used to be a maid or something there, I don't know. But it's funny how I didn't see the top half, just the bottom. Go past like that. Yeah.
So do you know of anyone else that worked there that's seen anything?
No.
Did you not ask him?
I did tell my boss at the time, and she went, that. Because some don't believe,
Oh, yeah.
So I've just seen a lady walking there. I know we're a lady, because she had this black. Well, what does she have on? So and she looked like she was busy. It felt busy.
Yeah. I know
like,
what you mean.
like some. Yeah. It felt busy.
Yeah. Like when you go into a shop and they're working and doing what they're doing. It's that sort of feeling.
Yeah, because at that time of night, hardly anybody in. There were hardly anybody in the building because it were about 6:30, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Everybody's gone home by then,
Right.
unless you got the odd worker stopping over. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it felt like.
Very strange.
Yeah. And when I was talking about in chat the other week when I said I woke up and I couldn't breathe.
Oh yeah.
I know I tried to bang my chest.
Yeah.
In that house, I used to work what he cut with not all the time, odd time with slight scratches on my head, but they weren't showing, but I could feel them, and if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Like under the skin sort of thing.
Yeah. Because my eldest son, it used to be he used to sleep in the attic bedroom because there were stairs up to the attic bedroom, stairs what went up to it. And he woke up one night with a figure looking over him. And he said he had a hat on and a long coat. And he says he was just looking over him like that because it is. He don't believe anything like that. He says, I think I was dreaming. He says, I don't know, but yeah, but he no, but he just woke up with this figure looking over him. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some. Because sometimes they come back to you, don't they? And you think, oh yeah, I forgot.
I know that's it. It's like when you start talking about other stuff, and someone will say something, and it jogs your memory.
Yeah, it does.
Remembering a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But no, I've not had anything for a while, other than when we went to Delapre, and like you said, we had Nathan felt stuff, and we've seen a couple of apparitions and that black mass walking in front of us.
Yeah.
It felt like someone was walking alongside us. Other than that, nothing. It's like just nothing.
Yeah, sometimes.
Didn't even
Sometimes
see that
it's
last night.
Yeah, how crap is that? It's like when everybody's two people saw that in taxi. Well, they were going past it taxi and I didn't.
Yeah.
Why did I just see that?
That's it.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But that's how it goes, isn't it? You're either meant to see it or you're not.
No, that's right.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
that's okay.
It's finally going. Just an odd little cough here and there now.
Oh, that's good. I forgot what else I wanted to talk about. No, that's the only encounter. Yeah, because I did want to. I'd like to talk to somebody who's had encounters with Bigfoots, because you don't hear many, do you? You hear the encounters, but not face to face talking to somebody.
Yeah. You don't get it direct. Well, we'll put this out. If there's anyone watching or listening that has had I do know a couple of people that have had encounters, but they're not 100% sure. I know, Deborah Hartswell had that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's the only person that I know of that I knew of that had. But I've just remembered there are two other people. I'm not going to say who they are because I don't know if they want me to say anything. But they are group members. The code is unknown. I did speak to one and chat about it, and they had an encounter going back a few years ago, and it was something a bipedal entity or whatever. But it's not for me to share that because obviously I've not got the permission. So I'm not going to say who it is or anything else about it. That's completely down to that person. But I think, because I said I didn't know anyone, I know 3 people, and there's another person that thinks he's seen something. But same again, they wasn't 100% that it was what they thought it was.
Yeah, that's right, because they probably Probably people have seen him but dismiss it as a person,
Yeah, that's it.
but
Sorry.
not too sure because you think no, that's going to be a person. It's not that,
Yeah, I know.
isn't
So
it? Yeah,
yeah, well, that's it. It's like however far away or what was going on at the time, and like other like what was on in the environment around them while they're doing it. So
mm,
there's all different. What's the word? I can't think of it. All different, like different things going on at the same time
yeah,
that make you think it was or it wasn't.
yeah. It's like, well, it's like I say, um, you think, what did I just see?
Yeah. Oh, I've
Uh, uh,
thought that up so many times.
yeah,
Probably
yeah,
more than not thinking it, if that makes sense.
yes. I know what you mean. So I've done that loads of times, but then that's probably why you can't remember things because you just put it at back of your mind and think,
Well, that's
oh,
it.
that's
It's like, yeah, like some of the stuff that I've seen, it's like thinking about it, constantly thinking about it, and then I'm like, but what did I see it? Or did I just think I seen it? Or was it my mind playing
yeah,
tricks? Like you said, you forget about it and
yeah.
don't
I,
think about it for a while after.
yeah, that's right. Until something triggers it, like I say.
Yeah,
But
literally.
that way, I was talking to me. I went to see my friend. She's got a little shop, and I
Yeah,
was talking to her about codes of the unknown, and she says, "You like me, Alison? You?" I says, "Why have you seen anything?" She goes, "Yeah." She said, "Now if she's watching this, she might correct me if I'm wrong, Bev."
yeah,
But she said she one night she went to sleep. Her son wasn't there. Her son's grown up. Her son wasn't there, but she went to sleep in her son's bedroom,
yeah.
and she woke up, and there was uh, a tunnel. She
Right.
said it were a white light, and it were a tunnel, and there were a girl coming out of this tunnel, walking towards her.
So where was the
I, s-
tunnel? In the wall, in the ceiling, or just
I'm
midair?
sure she said. I'm sure she's like near the wardrobe or the
So it's
door.
just like floating.
Yeah, and it were a tunnel.
Right.
She said, and there were a girl coming out of the tunnel towards her.
Yeah.
I says, "Wow, that's a bit creepy." She says, "Yeah, it did creep me out a bit, freak me out
And
a
she's
bit."
definitely awake.
Yeah, and then this other time, she woke up. I don't know if she was in another part of the house, but she said she woke up and there was a man sat on her bed. It's just I can remember exactly what he had on. He had a
Yeah.
tweed suit. He had a tweed suit and a tweed cap, and he
Yeah.
was sat on a bed. She says, and he turned round and looked at her,
Yeah.
and then just vanished.
Hmm.
I said, "Wow, that's
That's creepy.
yeah,
That is creepy.
yeah, it is." I don't know if she
Hmm.
remember his face, but if she's listening,
Yeah. See,
or
I've
if I,
never. I've seen stuff, but it's more. Mine's like I've seen the back of it, or it's been moving away. It's never been like coming towards me. I've seen a couple that have stood still, but it's not a face. It's just like the silhouette of a body. And
yeah.
that was my first one.
See, that's what I saw. That silhouette, a black
Yeah.
silhouette.
Oh, this was great. We was under a bridge. It's like I was only about 17, 16, 17, and it was snowing. So we stood under this bridge. It was in Bolton actually. We all used to bung about in this big cart, and so we'd go there. It's like a meeting point. So we stood
Yeah,
underneath. There's my cousin and his mate, and we're chatting. It was snowing. That's why I was underneath. It was pretty cold. We looked over. You could see the shape of the head, shoulders, then tapering down to the arms, down the legs, but you couldn't see. You could only see to the point of between the knee and the ankle, down the shin. I had
yeah,
legged it, underneath, under the bridge, up along the side, over the bridge, onto the road before them two. You got to come under the bridge. That's how
God.
fast we couldn't get past
Yeah.
it quick enough.
God.
And went back the next day to see if it could have been a person. And there's some white graffiti on the wall. There's a brick wall, but there's all brambles and everything on the other side. So if you used to try and stand on that, it's like a 6 foot drop. So whatever it was floating. Or that's what used to be a level.
Wow.
And the width of not really a river, it's more of a stream. You could probably walk through it probably about a foot, 2 foot deep, and it's probably
Yeah.
about 8, 9 foot across. So I'm just working it out from where I am to the other side. So it's like you
Yeah.
had a bit of a ledge, and it went down. They're all concrete. What they put the metal struts on the bridge. Then there's more brick. Then there's like dirty sand, like with the water. Then you had the water. Then you had the same on the other side, but loads of brambles. But there's no platform on the other side for you to stand. And that was
So
the
it was
first apparition of like human shape that I've ever seen.
seen. Wow.
Yeah.
I remember in the house as well. Coming downstairs one morning and you when you got to the bottom of the stairs and turned round, the kitchen was straight in front of you.
Yeah.
And the window of the kitchen was in front of you, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So the door was open.
Right.
But the reflection of the window behind the door, I could see a mist, and it
Right.
slowly disappeared like that.
Did it stay in shape, or was it changing shape as it went?
It was just
You know what?
it wasn't a shape. It was long,
Yeah.
and it was a mist,
Yeah.
and it was long, but it just like slowly went like that to nothing. But I
Right.
could see the reflection of it in the window
Ah, right. Mm.
at the back of the door, like
Yeah.
sort of yeah. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that now. Thinking about Miss. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've seen mist once, but I didn't see it. I was filming. I used to have the old camcorders. Excuse me. They had night vision, so we'd gone up. It was up between Bolton and Blackburn. This place we used to call it the Rock. And it was all there's just weird feelings when we used to go up there. Nothing ever felt right. Anyway, we'd gone up
Yeah.
filming one night. Didn't say anything. Watching the video back to see if we could hear anything. And this piece of mist just went like that across the screen. Stayed shape. Didn't fade. So it wasn't breath or anything. No one was smoking. But just stayed the shape as it went from left to right or right to left. But no one
Oh.
remembers seeing it when we was there. And it was only, I'd say, about a foot and a half diameter. It wasn't round, but it wasn't. It was like
Yeah.
like a ball of cotton wool,
Yeah.
like translucent. And it just went left to right to left, whatever. But no one seen it at the time.
So
It was
nobody
only
saw
when
it,
we
but
watched the video back that it was on there. That
on the
was
film.
noticeable.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird because we went. Me and my brother went up one night. We was being brave, and we got so far. It'll kill me for telling you. That. We got so far to it. Though, now I want to go back. Don't like it. I want to go back. So we started driving back, and it was country roads, but there's nothing on the road or anything. Anyway, got back home the next day. I used to have a Ford Escort. The back box on the exhaust had been crushed. So
Wow.
even if I'd have it, because I had to take it in the garage to get a new one fitted, and the guy was saying even if a stone or a brick or a rock has gone up, it'd only scrape it. This is like someone's got it and crushed it like that.
Crushed it with his hands.
You know, like you crush
Yeah.
an empty can. His actual back box completely crushed. He goes, "I've no." He goes, "The only way you've
Wow.
done it is if you've dropped the car onto something solid." I'm like,
Wow.
it was fine because where I used to park at work, it was like up on an hill. So you could,
Yeah.
I'd drive in, it's easy to drive in, then turn around and come out. And you could always see the back box of it. And there's nothing, I knew there's nothing wrong with it. It just passed its MOT and everything. And this back box was just like someone had just gripped it and squashed it out and off it. I forgot about it. It just reminded me about that then with the mist.
Wow. And
Yeah.
that you found it like that.
So me and my brother
Without
had driven up to this place up near between Bolton and Blackburn, and then we drove back. Um, brother used to stay at his girlfriend's a lot, but she only lived around the corner. He's married to her now, and yeah, so I dropped him back off at her house, and I went home. It's like half a mile away from where I was living. And then the next morning, I come out and it had done that. There's no way it had been done outside the house. Because I
that's
felt
really
it
weird.
as I'm driving back, that feeling a bit fudgy. I just thought, oh, that's the time of year. It's like October, November, so it was getting pretty cold, especially up in Manchester. So I just
Yeah.
thought, oh, weather. Didn't think anything else of it. But no, the back box. That's a
Wow.
weird one.
Yeah,
Very
that
weird.
is weird. Yeah, very.
Yeah. Can't believe I'd
Mm.
forgot about that. Um,
Yeah. And in that house, I told you where that old lady used to sit on me. See, I'm remembering some things.
yeah,
Sit on my daughter's bed.
yeah,
Uh, things used to go missing, and
right,
I was looking for a pack of cards. I knew
yeah,
I'd put them in this certain place, and I did it, and I couldn't find them anywhere. And a
right.
week later, they turned up in a basket in the bathroom.
Really?
Yeah,
No one else
these
had moved them.
no, in this pack of cards.
That's mad.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I've done that. I've put something down, and I know I've put it down and right in front of me. I've gone to get it, and it's not there. I'm
And it's not there. Yeah,
where's it gone? It's like I take so whatever unit or whatever desk or whatever, wherever I put it, I take everything off and put each thing back individually. Like, why is
yeah,
it not there? And I'll go
yeah,
out. It's happened in this. It's happened everywhere I've lived. And I'll go out to another room and think, right, have I left it in the car? Have I left it in the van? Did I put it in my work bag? So I'll go and check them. I'll come back, be there right in front of me.
yeah, yeah. That's
That
yeah.
that happened
I
about
can't,
2 weeks ago.
wow.
I
Yeah,
can't
that's
remember what it
strange.
was. It was, I think it was, I was charging the radios and I took one off the dock and put it down because one had charged and one hadn't, but they're both on the same plug. So round and over, yeah, I took it off and it wasn't there. I'm like, no, it was there. And I took everything off, put it back, not there. So I think I went to the toilet, come back, and it was there. Like, there's no way that was not there
That
2 weeks
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
It
So
just
they say you
completely,
can't see for
completely vanished.
looking.
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah,
It could have been tunnel vision. I don't know, but
yeah.
I know it
It's just
wasn't there.
yeah. It's just weird, isn't it? How
Yeah,
yeah, that's happened to
very
me a
weird.
few times. I can't remember what with, but I know it has happened
Yeah,
a few times. But it is weird. It's like other week with numbers. Last week with numbers, I ain't seen anything else since
right.
then,
Well,
except for
I was on the phone to Richard yesterday. I was on my way back from Norwich. I was chatting to him, and he was saying about he's had loads of 11s. Now, as I
yeah.
looked at
See,
my
I get that. I'm very lot. I'm very lot. I
yeah,
get it.
well, as it's not quite the same, but I think it's just as freaky. As I looked at my dash, so I've got the dash in front of me, and then I've got my sat nav with the time and mileage and all that. So at the time I counted all the number ones, so including the clock, the road I was on, how long I had left, the time I was getting there, and then on the dash, it's got the temperature, how many miles I've got left in the tank, overall mileage, and something else I can't remember. I counted all them ones up. There's 11 ones. But each time this is weird. Each time something changed, another thing had changed. So, like, the mileage left in the van, fuel mileage would drop, but then the time would drop of me getting to where I'm going, or the time would change on the clock, and for about 8, maybe even 10 minutes. I'm even going to push it and say for 11 minutes, there was 11 number ones. Every
Wow.
time I looked at it, and it was all different, I kept counting, and it was 11.
Wow. That's
Yeah, and I
really
was
weird.
actually on the phone to Richard. I went, "You're never going to believe this." I goes, I could just say to you, it's not the same, but there's 11 ones all
Yeah.
on the display, just on the scanner and on the front of the dash where the speedo is. Nothing else, not the other clocks or anything, just the two that were directly in front of me.
That's weird, isn't
Yeah,
it?
very.
What does it mean?
I don't know why I started laughing because I didn't want to think about
Yeah,
it
what
too
does it
much.
mean? Because I get that a lot. A
Yeah.
lot. I got 11, 11 a lot. Or
And
like I
I'm
said,
getting a
20, 20.
lot 3, 4, 5s. Remember we were saying last week that we were
Yeah,
getting like 5, 4. I realised yesterday that it's 3, 4, and 5, and they're always together in that order.
that's a
So
weird one, isn't it? I've never had that one,
yeah,
but that is if you're getting a lot of that.
yeah. Like I said, it was. I noticed that a couple of weeks ago. Then I noticed it yesterday. That was after all the 11s, all the ones. Sorry.
3, 4, 5.
So excuse me.
What does
Yeah.
it
So
mean?
I've not got a clue.
Yeah,
Sure,
seeing
sure
these
we'll
numbers,
find
what
out.
does it mean? Does anybody else get it?
Yeah.
I know,
If anyone out there knows what seeing like repetitive numbers
yeah,
or constant numbers, or like I said, numbers that are running numerically, like 1, 2, 3, or 3, 4, 5, like you just said, um, let us know because I've not got a clue. There's got to be some message in there.
yeah,
I
definitely.
I'm sure Nathan said he's been seeing a lot of 11s as well. I might be wrong on that because he was saying about that thing that he'd seen last night, but I'm sure he did say.
Yeah,
I know Richard did. He was on the phone to him for about 40 minutes.
it's strange that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It
So
does make you
another
wonder.
question. Yeah, I've got another question for you. I put it on the group yesterday. Do you
Yeah.
think that mutants exist?
Um,
So not so much, more like people with supernatural powers. Do you think that's a real thing, or is it just fictional?
well, do you know what? I always say this. Listening to encounters
Yeah.
and listening to other people's encounters, I am putting more towards it. And why would they make films about them?
Well, that's the thing.
Why would they make films about UFOs? Why would they make other
Yeah.
films, futuristic films?
Yeah.
And then all of
And
a
then,
sudden you get people who have said, "Oh, you know, I've seen something like this."
yeah. But it's
It's
like
just a
they
bit,
say, yeah, that's the class it is hidden in plain sight. So they're showing you what's really going on, but
yeah,
in a fictional kind of way.
yeah,
So they're telling you without telling you.
yeah,
But I thought, yeah, kind of like my mate said, yeah, so he put, you mean like X-Men? I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Like having the
yeah,
abilities to do different things. Like I know people have got telekinesis, telekinetics, whatever you want to call it, and what's the other one? There's one where you move stuff, and the one where you can mind read.
yes,
I know, I believe in both of them, but I mean like the other stuff with like not so much flying humanoids, but floating, being able to defy gravity
yeah,
and
yeah,
levitate. I've seen a
Yeah.
few people like that, but you can't tell whether they're legit or not.
Yeah, only on yeah, I've seen there well, you don't know about these magicians, do they? Because it's
No, well, that's it. You don't know if anyone's set up a green screen or anything like that. But
no,
it's like I'm not sure. But then I feel a bit of a hypocrite where, well, I'll believe this is real, but then I won't believe that that's real. So do
yeah,
you believe everything across the board, or are we allowed to be? No, I just believe in these specific things and not the others.
mm-hmm, mm, yeah,
Do you know what I
I
mean?
don't know. Yeah, the more I hear, the more I hear about the encounters, the more I believe
Yeah,
it. I believe them, and then,
yeah.
like I say, why would they make films like that?
Well,
Why
exactly.
would they make all these films? You
I
know.
know that's it, isn't it? But
Yeah, I'm gonna say
they'll tell
something
us.
else.
They'll tell us when they tell us.
They will. Probably not
If they
when we're
tell
alive.
us, yeah,
Yes.
probably never.
No. I'm going to say something else now. It's gone. It's been a
It's
lie.
okay.
Um, as I say, it's it.
What?
I will listen to when I was listening to it's like this UFO thing. When I was
Yeah,
listening to Paul Sinclair's last week, they
yeah.
were talking to that group from Wales, and
Right. Oh, I didn't
somebody had,
get to see that one last week.
oh,
I
that
was,
were very interesting. And they
I'm
were
gonna have to
talking about,
rewatch it. I was in the
yeah,
middle
it
of
were
doing the
interesting.
website, and it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Um, and there was at one point they were talking about a girl who, or some, I don't know if it was a girl, somebody told about the grandma's encounter in 18,
Yeah.
I'm sure they said 1847,
Right.
about a ball following them down a lane. A ball, they said it were a ball of fire following them down a lane.
Oh, right.
And they ran into a pub, but at that time, women weren't allowed in pubs, but
No.
they ran into a pub for help.
Yeah.
And a man came out and saw this thing. But 1847,
No.
yeah,
It's mad, isn't it?
yeah, crazy. Because my mum said me, her auntie saw a
Yeah.
UFO in 1947.
Right.
Yeah,
Roswell. She wasn't in
yeah.
New Mexico, was she? Eh,
Wolverhampton.
not far away.
No. Yeah. Uh,
About 5,500 miles. No, I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah. But it's like I've just other than when we've been out investigating and things going missing and then coming out, I've not really experienced anything for a long time.
No.
But two things other than stuff going missing that I put down, which is probably me not looking proper. I'm not saying it is, but it's just weird how 1 minute it's there, I go out the room, I come back and
Yeah.
it's gone, but then I'll go out the room, come back and it's there again. Now
Yeah.
we
It
had
were in your face and then it's
yeah,
not in your face. Yeah.
yeah, about nearly 2 years ago we was having a new roof fitted, so there's loads of scaffolding around the house. And we was in bed, but next door our fence joint like obviously joins onto that so but they've got a conservatory and there's about inch gap between the fence and the conservatory. Well, we was in bed, we don't know anything about it until the next day. Next door, a fire had started. So just knocked down panels, just a normal fence panel,
Yeah.
one of them, and it had a fire just burning up in a straight line from the bottom. There's no residue of anything to say what was that anything had caused it. There's no liquid there, nothing. And the only reason next door knew, because it was burning through, and he could see it through the glass. He'd just come in from night shift, and he could see it, and it had melted some of the plastic around the edge of his conservatory. So he climbed over and put it out. But it was just like a straight line; it just went straight up like that, about 3-4 inches thick, and it's all black around it. But there's no. The back garden's closed off. There is a gate at the back, but it's locked. So if there was anyone coming in, we'd have heard them, we'd have seen them, whatever. So the only thing I can think of is lightning or electrics hit the scaffolding, gone down, and then hit the fence.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
That's the only thing.
That's really weird.
But you'd have heard the bang as it hit the metal on the scaffolding. And we was upstairs in bed, so that was a weird one.
Yeah.
And then in the living room, this is another one. This is not long when I first moved in there. So the living room's at the back of the house, but it's a living room diner and it's all open plan. Now there's a door in the middle that goes into the back garden. So if you're stood at the door looking outside, the living room's to the right, dining room's to the left. Now it's a clear glass, but let's just put some frosted, the sticky stuff over the top so people can't see it. She's got some of that on, like flower patterns on it. Now, so we was chatting one night. It's a Friday, Saturday night. I know it's a weekend because I was watching crappy TV. Had a couple of drinks, and you know when you see in movies like like a frosted wardrobe window, and a hand comes up like that.
Yes.
I seen that. I flew to the door and opened it because it opens outwards, and it was still light, and there was no one there. But it was light-ish. Obviously, it was dark, otherwise I wouldn't see the hand. But the hand came right up like that. I'm like, did no one else see that hand? And it probably took me about a second and a half to get up and open the door and look outside. If there'd been anyone there, they'd have been run out of the garden. He wouldn't have been able to move that quick.
Yeah, 100%, you would have seen him.
Yeah.
That happened to my friend.
Really?
Yeah, this is a few things happened in that house what she lived in. Yeah, she lived sort of.
Is this house near you now, or is it a different part?
No, in that village, in that town I grew up in. In that town I grew up in, when I was talking about them houses, it's sort of. What can I say? It's a couple of minute walk away, but it's across the main road, and sort of it used to be like a main. A grandma used to live there, and she inherited that house, and it was like on a main road.
Right.
I think I'm not sure, but I think it used to be a shop years ago.
Right.
And there were one day she came running over, and she says, I was in the bathroom, and I'm sure it were daytime.
Yeah.
And she said this hand came up. A hand came up onto the glass, onto the window, just like you said.
From the outside?
She ran out. Yeah, and she ran out, and there were nobody there. And it really freaked her out. And a few days before that, somebody had, because she was having a bathroom done at that time, and somebody had been to the door. She was out, and somebody had been, because she had to walk through the general to get to the back of the house.
Yeah.
There were like a little general to get to the back, and the front of the house was on a main road, because like I say, it was a shop. And somebody had been to the door, and it were half glass and half, the back door.
The panel, yeah.
Yeah. And
that's what ours is like.
Yeah, and it was into the kitchen, and the back door went to the kitchen, and then off the kitchen was the bathroom.
Right.
And they said, "Oh, I've been." They said somebody had been to her house, and they said, I came to your house yesterday.
Yeah.
And you've left your cooker on. And she said, my
Right.
cooker. He says, yeah, because there were two red lights in shining through. You left your cooker on. She's like, got no lights on my cooker. And there were no, and they could see red lights in the kitchen. And that freaked her
Jeez.
out. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it were and another time it was, I know that the wardrobes used to rattle, shake.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah, because we used to stop there sometimes. It never happened when I was there.
Yeah.
But my other friends used to stay there, because she was on
Yeah.
her own, keep company and that. We used to go out and, Anyway, it was a 21st birthday and we'd all been out. And we all went back to hers for a drink, then we went back home. And it was before midnight, because we'd all had enough then. Because when you went out when you were younger, it was pubs shut at 11, didn't they? But we'd been, and I'd gone back home anyway. The next day, she said, at 12 o'clock, she was sat in the room with, I can't remember who else were there, but they were sat in the room, and at 12 o'clock, all the cards went down one by one, fell down, wall down, one after another. They all fell down, yeah.
I'd have been out of there. I'd have never gone back.
Yeah, she's not there anymore.
Oh,
yeah.
don't blame her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so there were a few things what...
Cool.
Yeah, because, her other friend, other friend, she witnessed wardrobe rattling, but she didn't... She said it were rattling. She said, but I don't know if a lorry were going past, because it would be
right.
with it being a main road.
Yeah,
But yeah, she says, but that hand, she said that freaked her out because she come running across to my house and said, "Oh, this hand just went like that on glass on bathroom."
Yeah, well, that was the same because I thought, was it someone outside? But everyone that was at the house was inside at the time, so there's nobody outside. Because I was running through, and like, well, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I've just seen a hand at the window. And I opened the door. A couple of the sons come out, and I looked with me, and there's nothing there, no one there. So,
strange.
That's mad. Right. Well, we're going to wrap this up now, if that's okay with you.
Yes,
Thank you so much for coming back on.
You are welcome.
We won't tell anyone that this is the second time we've recorded this one. So we did 20 minutes and it didn't work. So this is our second shot at it. So thankfully.
It'd be nice to see other people come in and talk about, come on and talk about their experiences. It'd be brilliant if other people come on and talk about them.
And we really do appreciate you coming on, Alison. Honestly.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
So much better. Good. Thank you. So I have got a couple of other guests lined up, but I'm not going to say who they are just yet.
Lovely.
But it's going to be as good. Right that way. So
that's great.
We only get good people on. We get the nice ones on.
Yes, the nice people. We're all nice here, aren't we? We're all a bit weird, but we're nice.
Oh yeah, definitely weird. Weird and nice.
Yeah.
So thanks again. Deborah says thanks, and she's sorry that she can't be here, but she's just coughing and sneezing, and she just didn't. She didn't want to ruin it for us and make it crappy, so she sends her apologies. So it's all good.
Bless her.
So thank you again for coming on, and thank you everyone for watching and listening. And if you'd like to come on, if you either go on the website codesunknown.co.uk, or you can just email us direct at codesunknown@gmail.com. So have a great weekend, everyone, and thanks again for joining us. Take care and goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.